Hello everyone, this is CoffeeAddicts, and today we're taking a look at StarCraft, and more specifically, the StarCraft arcade. If you're like me and you're kind of a casual StarCraft player, where I've mostly just dabbled around playing the campaign mode, I've always saw this button over here called the arcade and haven't really thought much of it. So today we're going to take a look at one of the games called the Nexus. Typically it's a 4x4, a 4 versus 4 player team game. You can also switch it up and do 3 versus 3, 2 versus 2, and 1 versus 1, I suppose, or at least it gives you the option to do that. So to get to that game, simply click the arcade button. You can go ahead and this is probably already set for top played over here. You'll want to click this. It's probably set to one of these other ones when you first get in here. If you drop down to Tug of War, you'll come right up to this menu right here. And you can see there's definitely a variety of different games in here that you can try out. And today we're going to be looking at either this one or this one. The only difference is this one up top, there's 2 different lanes where you send your units down to get to the other team's base. This one is a 1-lane version. Here's the, brings you into here. It may have asked you to download a map if you haven't already. So overview requires the Heart of the Swarm expansion, so you definitely need to have the Heart of the Swarm for this. How to play. 2 teams of 4 players each. The Nexus is your main base. Looks like that. Each player builds structures that will automatically spawn attacking units. Units will attack towards the opponent's side, so you want to build units that kind of counter what's coming towards you from your opponent. Income is gained every 15 and bounty is granted for killing enemy units. You also get 1 nuke per game for emergencies, and I'll kind of show you this as we jump in. How to win, destroy the enemy nexus. Advanced instructions. Pylons give more incomes than buildings, but do not produce any units. Pylons can be upgraded to give even more income, and building cannons can be useful to hold off pushes instead of using your nuke. So this will make more sense when we jump in. Go ahead and hit play. So as soon as the game starts, you're presented with a choice of either defending the upper or the lower lane. And this will make more sense as soon as it starts. Okay, so here we are in the game. You can see on the bottom over here, we're on the right side. Okay, I froze the movie here so that I could point out a few things to you that are important. So if you look at the top right of the screen, those are your resources. In order to gather additional resources, you need to craft units. In order to make the units that you'll need to get these resources, you'll use the menu at the bottom. So in the bottom row, you can select Terran, Zerg, and Protoss. Now let's take a look at the middle row. The first icon in that middle row is your photon cannon. You can place that as a defensive unit. It, however, does not create any resources for you. You would place this just to protect your base. The second icon in this row is the pillar. The pillar is placed to create more resources. It, however, does not create any units at all. The third icon in that row is blink, which you can use to quickly move your SEV unit around the screen. The third icon in the row is your nuke. You would want to save this to prevent your base from being overrun. You only have 1 nuke per game. Now, as you watch the rest of this video, you'll see me creating Terran buildings and structures to create different Terran units. Now, the order that you'll build these units will be based on what your enemy is sending at you. However, I found a guide online that kind of gave me some basic ideas of which units to start with. So I started out by taking my SEV and then selecting the Terran building down at the bottom and then selecting the Reaper icon, and you can see I just built the Reaper.
Not enough minerals.
And here's your resources up top. I've got 35. As soon as I have 50, I'm going to build a Marine unit here. And there we go. My next one, I think I'm going to do, so down here in the bottom right, if I didn't say anything before, you hit C, brings up your structures, and I'm going to build a Hellion next. Alright, so here comes a Hellion. You'll notice here is your pylon. I'm going to build that a little bit later in the game. I'm now going to try and get 2 siege tanks out next.
I'm in a heap of trouble.
So over here you see the 2 lanes. Every time you build units, they run down here and meet the enemy units, and there's your next lane down there.
I'm in a heap of trouble.
Don't quite have enough yet.
Go ahead. I'm in a heap of trouble.
Close to having enough for a siege tank.
We could use some help here. Yeah.
So here's a photon cannon. You can drop this instead of a nuke maybe to help protect your base if you need it.
I can't build here.
There we go. There's another tank. We'll highlight them bolts.
I'm in a heap of trouble. What's going on?
Alright, so now I'm going to save up for a pylon. Seem to have a pretty good push happening here.
I'm in a heap of trouble.
175 for that. So if you continue on, you can watch how the match progresses. If you found this video helpful, please click subscribe, or if you have any comments, just let me know. Thanks for watching.
I'm in a heap of trouble.
You'll have to watch the rest to see if we won or not. Almost there. Got it.
Yo.
Pylon.
I'm in a heap of trouble.
So I think after this pylon, I'm going to build a medvac. As far as build location, there's probably a best way to do this. And so far, nobody has told me how. I might have to Google it.
Yep. I'm in a heap of trouble.
And I'm going to build a dingle, which is this one. Aerial support unit can be used to also repair my mechanical units. I'm close to having one.
could use some help here. I'm going.
There we go. I'm going to build a new unit this time. Some Vikings.
I'm in deep. Yes, sir. I'm in a heap of trouble. I'm in deep.
Another Viking. And again, once these two are done, I'm going to select them both and
I'm in deep.
sync them up so that they spit out units at the same time. They'll be a little more effective together.
Ah, you scared me.
Now, I don't think I can sync these guys up.
Somebody, get me out of
No.
this mess.
In the rear with the gear.
So I'm going to go to my pylon and upgrade it shortly.
Can't hold them alone.
And then go for some siege tanks.
I'm in a pickle. What's going on? Can't hold them alone.
They've got a good push on us right now.
Somebody, get me out of this mess.
Big job, huh?
Nuclear launch detected.
Go ahead. Can't hold them alone. I'm in deep.
Somebody, get me out of this mess.
Let's get all four of these coming at once.
Somebody, get me out of this mess.
Yep, now we're in some serious trouble.
Can't hold them alone. We could use some help here.
Upgrade my pylon.
Can't hold them alone.
Not enough minerals.
We could use some help here.
I'm going to build some force.
In a pickle. alone. I'm in a pickle.
I think I'm just going to build 3.
Sure thing. I'm in a pickle.
There we go. A couple more siege tanks.
Bad news. I'm in deep. Can't hold him alone. I'm in deep. I'm in a pickle.
A couple more, maybe the Vikings.
You scared me. Yep. I'm in deep.
Somebody, get me out of this mess.
Noob layer launch detected.
I'm in a pickle. Some help here.
Now, I think I'll upgrade the pylon.
Not enough minerals.
Oops, not enough minerals. Close, though.
I'm in a
Get me
heap
out
of
of this
trouble.
mess.
Can't hold him alone. I'm in deep. Be in the rear with the gear. I'm in deep.
Somebody, get me out of this mess.
Move it.
Time for some battle cruisers, I think.
I'm in deep. I'm in a pickle.
Noob layer launch detected.
Yo. I'm in deep.
Somebody, get me out of this mess.
Not enough minerals.
Almost have enough for a battle cruiser. Now,
I'm in a heap of trouble. Can't hold him alone.
there we go. They're all synced.
What's going on?
I think I'll do a couple more Vikings
I'm in deep.
and then do the upgrade buildings.
Your forces are under attack.
Will do.
Noob layer launch detected.
Deep. Can't hold him alone. Be in the rear with the gear.
Your forces are under attack.
Somebody, get me out of this mess.
Noob layer launch detected.
in a pickle.
Upgrade complete. Upgrade complete.
Can't hold them alone.
Upgrade complete.
I'm in deep.
Nuclear launch detected. Upgrade complete. Upgrade complete.
I'm in deep.
Upgrade complete. Upgrade complete.
I'm just clicking through here.
Upgrade complete. Your forces are under attack.
Somebody, get me out of this mess.
Upgrade complete. Upgrade complete.
Can't hold them alone.
There we go. I think we've got this in hand.
Upgrade complete.
That was pretty successful, I think.
Upgrade complete.
Can't hold them alone.
Upgrade complete.
I'm in deep.
Somebody, get me out of this mess.
And we did it. Nice. So that is basically the Nexus in a nutshell. Usually if you're playing along and you're not doing something right, somebody will probably let you know.